Well, hi again, you guys. Welcome to another edition of Curtis Collects Vinyl Records. So we're going to go back to the early 80s, sort of my era in college, the advent of MTV, and we're going to play a song by the Greg Kihn Band. And he had some really good pop hits in that period. A lot of the MTV videos that he did, it was in that era. So we're going to get to this song in just a second. Like we normally do, if you're new here, we have a theme for each kind of episode. Hopefully it's a theme. And so we're going to, before we play the song that I've picked out by the Greg Kihn Band from that record, we're going to go through and talk about the records that I have by Greg Kihn or the Greg Kihn Band in my collection. So starting with, wow, this looks pretty old. This is just Greg Kihn. This is before he formed the Greg Kihn Band, and I think it's it's eponymously named, just Greg Kihn. But most of the guys who are going to end up in the Greg Kihn Band are going to be on here: Robbie Dunbar, Larry Lynch, Steve Wright, and this is on a really goofy label called Berserkly, and it's from 1976 on Rye Boy Music. And it's marketed and distributed by Playboy Records. Wow. So that is the so he's been on that label. So I think the guy started out in Baltimore and then moved to like San Francisco. So here we are, and now he's in this kind of whole I'm not sure what order. So now this is kind of how he's naming these, like Conspiracy. So this is Greg Kihn Band, Conspiracy. And what might be on here? Jeopardy. That was a huge hit. Jeopardy, and this is also on the Berserkly label. Here the guys are. You can see the fashion right out of the... yeah, the Greg Kihn Fan Club, right to something on Walnut Street, Berkeley. So this is from '83. This is the Greg Kihn Band, Glass House Rock. What's on here that I would hear, what I would know of? Not exactly sure. And here's the main band again. This is Greg Kihn again. And Hurt So Bad is on here. I'm trying to think of what else. So it's his main guys. And then this is also a huge seller. This is Rock and Roll, Greg Kihn Band. This has Valerie on it, the breakup song, which I'm sure you guys have heard a million times. They Don't Write 'Em is kind of the subtitle of that song. I also like Can't Stop Hurting Myself, which is kind of a deep cut on here. So these are the records I have in my collection by Greg Kihn or the Greg Kihn Band. And we're going to play this song I really like, because I get to pick the songs. It's called Testify from Continued.
In the
wow, I timed that pretty good. That doesn't always happen. So it's fun to do. Put the records kind of back in the, so you can kind of see them one more time. So if you're new here, this is what we do. Let me again point out, I'm a fan and a avid collector. I'm not an expert. So you get what I say and don't take it as fact at all. But down below in the comments, if you want to add anything about what you know about this band or anything, you want to make a correction, that's totally cool. If you want to hit the thumbs up, that's nice. If you want to subscribe, that's like a huge compliment. So I try to, for my dedicated subscribers, make 3 of these a month. And I just made a Christmas edition of the new Def Leppard song. Hope you check that out. And so it's December of 2018, and wanted to get a couple of these made for my loyal followers out there. And I really appreciate you guys coming in here to the channel here. Curtis Collects Vinyl Records, and I appreciate you watching, listening, and commenting and follow along. I try to take requests from time to time, and we'll try to fit those in coming into the new year. So, see you guys back here again soon. This was another edition of Curtis Collects Vinyl Records.